Hello, everyone. This is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope you're doing well today. Today, we're going to talk about how collection companies are now on the rise with buying old debts. Let's go into it. All right. So now, for those who don't know, you are legally liable for unpaid debt for 10 years. At least that's the law in Illinois. Now, if you want to find out what your state laws are, all you got to do is just Google state law, state collection laws, or just check out, any of the, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau laws. It's on the FTC site. This information is, pretty much everywhere. But in the state of Illinois, and most states are usually somewhere between 8 to 10 anyway. I think that's I forgot which state is like 5 or 7 years, but most states are like 8 to 10 years for that debt, okay? And long story short, collection companies, what they're doing is they are buying old debts, right? Debts that one company could not collect on. Now they're starting to call people. Let's be honest. People had extra money, and they've had extra money in the last 23 months, right? Last year we had the pandemic. People had unemployment coming in. They had the stimulus coming in. People had a lot of money coming in. Now, granted, I know that's not everybody, but some people most definitely cashed in. Even people that was at certain income levels. If they had rental properties where people couldn't pay rent, they were getting these rental assistance grants. So there was, again, people were making some extra income here. So here's why collection companies just started to come into this, I would say, started to throw more extra money at this because they knew people had extra money. That's number one. Number two, we're going into the holiday season. I know it's messed up, but they know people got the money. And nothing's worse than getting a brand new collection on your credit report. Can they re-report it as a brand new company? 1,000%. They most definitely can. It's an unpaid debt. They're now the new owner. Now, at the same time, the old owner, they're supposed to do what they need to do to have the collection removed. But that's if they feel like it, right? Why would they look out for you and what's on your credit report, if you haven't paid them? I'm not saying it is right. I'm just saying that that's what people do. And there's no one policing this. That's why Congress is starting to get more involved in the process of credit reporting. And it's not necessarily about what's right and what's wrong. It's more so about what's accurate and what's not accurate, right? There are some things we know that's accurate that we just try to get removed, let's be honest. But at the same time, there are some things where it's like, no, fam, this is like not accurate at all. It's inaccurate, should not be on my credit report in any way, shape, or form. So what's happening? Well, number one, collection companies know that it's really just you, the credit bureaus, and them. The credit bureaus aren't sending you letters in the mail saying, hey, Calvin, we saw that this collection was on your credit report, but it seems fishy, so we're going to automatically dispute that for you. No, you have to be on top of that, which is unfortunate, right? And so now you have to be on top of that to confirm what it is. And let's be honest, there are some people, and I've had clients like this, there are some people who have no idea what that debt is, or they know that they had a debt. They're not sure if it's them, but it could be on there twice. Or they didn't have, let's say, insurance at the time. Now they got multiple medical bills. They know that they owe money, but who's to say it's that much money? Or who's to say, is this amount of collections, right? Or this many procedures were done. It was this accurate. And collection companies know that. At the end of the day, they know that you're going to try to dispute it, right? So they're trying to collect as much money as they can. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go as high and say I'm sure at least about 70% of people are just ignoring that type of stuff, right? But there's a good at least 15 to 30% of people who are falling for this stuff every single time. And they're getting, and again, if you owe the money, you owe the money, but obviously we know it's going to fall off our credit report at some point because you still got the 7-year rule. But does that 7-year rule, reapply does that 7-year rule start over when there's a brand new collection, even though technically it's an old collection? You're absolutely correct. And it's not against the law. That is a new company. They now own that. So now they have to abide by that particular contract. So some people say, well, I didn't sign for that. Yeah, but you signed with the original company and then they now own the rights to that. Let's just keep this simple. You owe the money. You have to decide whether you want to pay it, whether you don't want to pay it, regardless if it's on your credit report or not. So they're going to most definitely, try to do that type of stuff. Another thing that these collection companies are doing, just like we got access to data and information, they do too. So when they're looking to see if you if you apply for a mortgage, apply for a car, they're trying to make things more difficult for you, applying for an apartment, things of that sort. They're trying to make things more difficult for you to get approved for this type of stuff. Isn't unfortunate? 1,000%. And there's no one that's policing these there's no one enforcing these types of things. Now, don't get me wrong. You got the FTC, you got the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, but let's be honest. The only time they really get involved is like when a lot of people complain. complain. And we're talking like thousands of people. Because that's the only time I see that they get involved. So it's really just you versus them. And it sucks because sometimes that stuff is inaccurate. I just got a client, well, not just got a client, but one of our clients just told us that, because they're going through the home buying process, they should be closing in about 2 to 3 weeks. A $1,300 collection came out of nowhere. Now, the debt is not even hers. So now she has to take the time, right, to find out who this is. And of course, we're going to help her, get it removed and things of that sort. But at the same time, it's just the fact that now things may potentially be delayed, 30 days or so. Well, she's supposed to close in about 2 to 3 weeks anyway, so probably like a week or two delayed, but 30 days from the time, to try to see if we can get that removed in time. But now we have to try to fight this, right? And it's unfortunate because a lot of these companies are doing stuff like this. Some debt is real, but some debts aren't. And it's unfortunate because some of these people are paying debts that they probably shouldn't. That's why a lot of people are saying don't pay your collections. I don't recommend that. I say do the research because here's my thing. I'm all about being done with people. Right? Like if I owe you money, right? And, I've done business with you as a company. I didn't pay you. Things are now better in my life and I can go ahead and make that payment. That's just me. I'm trying to be done because I don't like when stuff pops up, like situations like that. I'm not saying she should have did that. I'm just saying don't be surprised. It's just a matter of time. But collection companies are most definitely pushing it. You think they're pushing hard now? Tax season's around the corner. They know people are getting money, and that's what this is their business. This is their industry. They have to have a plan. They have to have a strategy. Just like the first person to say, you know what, my car is supposed to be getting repossessed. Let me park that around the corner. Shout out to whoever thought of that, right? And say, I just parked my car around the corner. They don't take my car. Oh man, I didn't think about that. So again, now it's just. Collection companies are just getting swift. They're getting swift in their thinking. They're creating the strategy. It's no more just, Mary owes us money. Let's go ahead and call Mary, right? But no, they're like, listen, it's the holiday season. Mary's probably got a bonus coming up. She's been on her job for X amount of time. She just bought a car. They can see these things. They can do a soft pull. They can see some of these things on your credit report. They can't see every single thing unless they do a hard pull. But there are some things that they do have access to on a soft pull basis, okay? So listen, stay tuned, guys. You'd be surprised what craziness is out there, all right? So if you like this video, you want to share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe as we got nothing but great content on the way. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.